Hi, my name is Richard Duffy. I am the SAP Business One product evangelist, and in this session I'm going to take you through another way of accessing the interactive analysis that's available when you've purchased the SAP Business One Analytics powered by SAP HANA. Quite a mouthful. I'm just going to call that B1A for short through the rest of our presentation. But when you've launched B1A, you have your SAP traditional menu, and you'll see you end up with this interactive analysis down the left-hand side in your menu. And this gives you the ability to launch those analysis cubes. But there's another way of doing this. When you've got the B1A components loaded onto your workstation, you get an additional icon on your system. Now that icon looks like this, and it has SAP Business One Analytics logon. Now I'm accessing all of this from my Business One demo server farm over the internet, so that's why yours looks a little bit different. You'll traditionally find yours on the desktop. So I've already got it started up, and you'll see down here I've got my analytics, and so here it is. What I can do now is I can go ahead and start connecting directly to my HANA database and start doing my analytics. So the first thing it's going to ask me is which of my HANA servers do I want to connect to? Now, in my demo farm, I've got two HANA servers. I've got one which is running with our Business One Analytics powered by SAP HANA, or our B1A. And then I've got a second one which is running what we call SAP Business One powered by SAP HANA, or B1H. What's the difference between the two? Well, the Business One version for HANA, it gives you both your transactional capability and your analytics powered by HANA. Whereas the Business One Analytics, your transactional capability is still delivered by SQL Server, and then you have a side-by-side HANA server which delivers your super fast analytics capability. So that's the one that I'm going to connect to right now. So I just put in the name of my server, and I put the TCP/IP port that I need to connect to. And then I choose Connect. I've now got a valid connection, and I know that because I get a list of all of my companies. So I choose the company. Now, to make sure that you don't have unauthorized access in your data, it's going to ask you to log on as a Business One user, and that Business One user, you will have granted them the appropriate authorization to view the information. So I'm going to log on as a user called Manager, and as you're probably familiar, the manager in SAP Business One is usually the super user, so they have access to everything. And I'm going to put in my password, and then I'm going to choose to authenticate. Now I'll know when the authentication's been successful because my little Create Pivot Table button here goes blue and my cubes automatically come up. So, one of the things that we're doing here is we're applying some of the principles of design thinking. So we're giving you very, very easy to see, very easy to understand visual cues. The system has worked and it's performed what you want. And of course, down here you have your authentication successful. So the next step is for me to go in and create my pivot table in Excel. So when I do that, what it's now doing is it's launching Microsoft Excel for me. It's bringing up all of the pivot table functionality that's a standard part of the Business One Analytics powered by SAP HANA. And it's now ready for me to start doing my analysis. So I can just shrink that down, minimize it down, get it out of the way, and now I can start looking at my information. So what do I want to look at? Well, I want to analyze my sales. So I go up here into the values and I just pick sales. So there it is, quick, simple and easy. I've got sales. Then I might want to look at my sales by customer group name. So again, I'll go down here into my dimensions and I'll choose my customer group name. So what will you see happening here? Now it's automatically graphing that information out. So there it is, sales for my construction customers, sales in my distribution customers, and of course there I've got my grand total. Now the great thing about pivot tables, of course, as you know, is that they give you the ability to put in all kinds of different dimensions and look at your data accordingly. put the power of pivot tables together with the back-end HANA in-memory database system, which is basically giving you the ability to analyze millions and millions of rows of data in seconds, and you've got an incredibly powerful analytics engine to work with. Now, what you can do if you want to, you can then say, you know what I want to do? I now want to start looking at this by customer. So you can go in here and you can filter by customer if you want to. So you can specify, all right, well, these are the customers that I want to look at. I'll just click on that again. Okay, so here are my customers. So right now I'm selecting all of them. But in this particular instance, I might say, you know what, I only want to look at Earthshaker, and I also want to look at SG Electronics. So I say okay, and then that filter automatically applies, and all of those numbers are automatically updated for me. So there's a number of different ways that you can start working with that filtering. You can learn about that in a different session where we focus specifically on the analytics, but I just wanted to give you a quick snapshot of that additional way of getting access to that power and functionality that's available to you. Let's wrap up. Remember, 2 ways that you can access the interactive analysis functionality of SAP Business One Analytics powered by SAP HANA or B1A. Inside SAP Business One, you can access that functionality here, or you can also utilize this Business One Analytics logon, which will allow you from outside SAP Business One to go in and start doing that analytics directly from Microsoft Excel. So hopefully you found today's session helpful. Remember, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. My email address is richard.duffy@sap.com, or of course, you can ask me a question on this website. Thanks very much.